Hey everyone, Ryan Reed here from Dice Up the Classroom. I'm back for another wonderful book review right on here with Take the Leap by Elisabeth Bostwick. I just received this book earlier this week. It is from the IM Press in partnership with Dave Burgess Incorporated. So everybody's like, oh, another one. Huh, Ryan? How good is this one? Well, I have to say it's a very good book. This is a very engaging book by Elisabeth. It's very similar to Shift This by Joy Kerr, where she talks about the little bitty pieces that can help you use in the classroom for maker spaces, being innovative, connecting with students as well as other staff members. It's really good. And I decided to, do a couple bookmarks on what I found the best out of this book here really quick. So my first one, of course, is I'm going to talk here, which is off of 22, where she's talking about taking the high ropes, where she's talking about adding value with who you work around. This one's really good. Something I have always been told, that I always establish a nice rapport and relationship with my coworkers, administration, fellow coworkers, assistants, and students. And I really like how Elisabeth talks about how to make it relevant and working about creating that culture in your school, which is very strong. The second part of the book I really enjoy here is where she's talking about creativity. And everybody knows if you come to my classroom, have seen my blog or my Twitter posts, that I do a lot with creativity in the classroom. And I really like about how she talks about tapping into the potentials as well as the innovation in students and other staff members and creating this wonderful maker space, which is one of the other people about how to make a maker space. And she even talks about how you don't have to do it overnight. You really don't. You can take those small little steps to get there to where students are more of a problem-based learning. And as she defines problem-based learning, this is what I really like is why a project is direction based, as in say, we're going to make this and you need to make a radio commercial about a product you like to sell to people as a consumer project. Well, I've pretty much told the students what it should be. But for a problem based, it's inquiry based. They're being more open minded. They're looking for obvious connections with their passions and their strengths. They may more provide to real world solutions versus they're just creating and summarize something they've already learned. I think a grand example would be like if they were supposed to do a book report on Magellan. Maybe they do it kind of like in a History Channel pace. It's still a project. The history hasn't changed about Magellan. Yes, they've given themselves more of an interesting on how to provide the information, but in the long run, it's a book report. It just has a little technology. And as she really states in another part of this chapter, is using technology as a tool. And sometimes we get into this where we throw technology at people and expect them to either be diverse in it or they say we know how to use it. And the truth is they let it either define or they ignore it completely. And the truth is it's a tool to foster as well as bring out that creativity in people. I mean, right here is a review. I used to, type out reports like this on my blog, normal little texting. So yes, I'm using technology as a tool. I'm just putting it in a more platform to socially share it. I feel using this like YouTube Live and doing this as a posting, it's a little bit using that technology to bring it out to more for you to get into these books. I know I always do this because I don't rehearse this. I like it. I find it much better if you can see my passion and stuff. I mean, I read. If I do it live, I don't rehearse a script or anything because I do feel it's much more relevant and much more providing that I tell you this. But Elisabeth has some wonderful pieces here in Leap, and this is another book that I find is a winner from IM Press and DBC Inc. I usually never say anything bad about it. I mean, I've read my share of books where it's like, I knew this already. I spent my money. I'm going to give this to another one. No, I highly recommend if you're looking to find some passion, some more project-based learning, just those little small steps that get you into that with your students or classroom. Definitely Take the Leap by Elisabeth here is a really, really good book to pick up. It's a wonderful book. I've already made some marks on this. I'm using little pieces on this as the semester goes on because it's just a great reference along with Michael's Educated Self. So on that note, I need to go because Tyler is calling me. Please pick up this book. Check out more on Dice Up the Classroom, and I'll see everyone later.